Hey guys, welcome to the Hanger Management Podcast. I'm Jac.
And I'm Danielle, and we are pumped that you're here because today we will be talking about sugar.
Woo, baby. So excited. All right. As per usual, before we dive into the episode, a couple housekeeping things. Number one, this is not a kid-friendly show. We like to swear. Number two, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Hanger Management Pod, as well as our personal IGs, which are below. Number three, we are operating remotely. So if there are any variations in the sound quality, we do apologize. Thank you for sticking with us. And huge shout out to Opulence Media Group for getting us set up. All right, let's get into it.
Do this.
Okay, like full disclosure, zero preparation on my part for this episode.
Usually one of us is like prepped, but tonight
at least we have confirmed like the scientific literature. Normally we like to confirm some things and make sure. Tonight, nope.
Yeah, tonight we did not.
Hey, you're
prepare,
right. We didn't prepare.
We're just hoping that we know a little bit about sugar and that we can just.
Yes, like I'm sorry, but I don't think the scientific literature on sugar has changed all that much in like, the time that I've been, in the nutrition industry and field. Although we do know how the industry loves to fuck shit up. So
Oh yeah.
like, let's just dive right into this then. Like, why are we talking about sugar? Because people have demonized sugar. That's why we're talking about sugar. The industry has made it so that like literally I'll get an inquiry and they'll be like, oh, just so you know, I've cut out sugar for 3 weeks. And I'm like,
I know. I'm like,
why? Why?
And I think a lot of people just like kind of, I feel like they just think sugar is like only in like baked goods or something. Do you know what I mean? Like I do.
Yes, you're like you nailed it.
You know what I mean? Because I'm just like, well, did you have an apple today? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, that's sugar and that's really good. Fine.
Okay, so just like very quickly, overview of sugar. Sugar takes so many forms, right? Like so many different forms, and like natural sugars versus added sugars, all this stuff. Like, what does it all mean? I think the industry has made it so convoluted with sugar that like it's just confusing for people. So like, when you see like sugar free or no sugar added, people are like, ooh, like immediately they think it's more healthy.
Purchase.
I'm gonna get that. But like that's not the case. Like something that says like no added sugar or sugar free could still have like sugar and carbs in it.
That's my favorite. The no added sugar is my favorite label. Like, because they just didn't add sugar to like the final bottling process then. But when you read the back, it's like puree.
50 grams of sugar.
Yeah. It's like there is sugar in it. It's just like they somehow like market it to say no added sugar.
Which is like a whole other thing, right? So there's like, I just feel this is such a huge topic. We shouldn't even we're not going to be diving deep into this one. We're going to keep it high level and talk like, okay, so like there are many things like you said, like there are many things that qualify as sugar. So I think a lot of people, like you said, think when they think about, oh, I've cut out sugar, or when they think about cutting out sugar, they think about cutting out things like you said, like baked goods, chocolates, like candy, like things that people identify immediately as like, oh, that's sugar. Yeah. Or like even just like cutting out like added sugar, like the teaspoon of like
and their coffee,
sugar that they add to their coffee, right? That's what people I think they mean when they cut out sugar, but it's so much broader than that.
Yeah. It's in a lot of things.
Yeah, like when people say, oh, I cut out sugar, like you said, that's always my first question. I'm like, so like you don't eat fruit, or you just what do you mean? Like, no sugar. So high level, like we won't get into this, but like let's just talk. I'm going to talk high level. At the end of the day, a gram of sugar is a gram of sugar is a gram of sugar, right? So, and we talked about this, like how like people will claim like certain types of sugar are better quality or more natural or like healthier for you. But like we talked, like I think you and I both agree on this, and like most like realistic coaches and scientists and nutritionists and dietitians will agree that like keeping things as simple as possible is the easiest way. And a sugar, like whether it's table sugar, white sugar, or honey or agave, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's still a gram of sugar.
Yeah. So, your body is still going to take it and process it the same way.
Exact same way, chemistry.
But like, yeah. So like, yeah, maybe honey is better for you or whatever. And that's just because it has added like micronutrients in it, right?
So
like just extra things that we can use.
Right.
But yes, you're not going to be in trouble if you put regular white sugar in your coffee, or if you put honey in your coffee. Like 100%. It's all good.
I think it's all good. No, that's exactly it. Like at the end of the day, like the human body metabolizes sugar the same way. So, like you know what I mean? Like it like and we're talking, I guess, just to like clarify for everyone, like we're talking again, as we are always talking about, usually diet culture, weight loss purposes. So for weight loss purposes, a gram of sugar from honey, right, is the exact same as a gram of sugar from white sugar or agave. And I know like anyone who like is like super natural and like, anyone who went to the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition or like is like a holistic nutritionist or
cringing right now,
like a naturopath, they're all like cringing right now, because like it's very, I think that like that's what they're taught, right? I think people like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I just get this like huge, I don't know, what do you think? I see in the industry people like really demonizing like white sugar and and like processed sugar. They say like, oh, you're like processed sugar is the bad sugar. Like,
no. I think just because like, I think it's funny because I think people are picky and choosy with like processed things. So like someone who's like, oh my God, I can't believe, well, they're like, I can't believe you're having like that refined sugar, but then they'll just like go eat something that came from a package that's clearly processed. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no consistency with it. It's like just either be all or nothing or something. I don't know. I just can't take that serious, because then they're like drinking a can of Coke on a Friday, and I'm just like, okay.
So like for people who like promote like no sugar or like a low sugar diet, and then
or I think I don't know, maybe enough people don't talk about it, but I do find like, because I do like for my clients, they do a 2-week cleanse or detox or reset like you do.
Oh my God, we can't call it that. Fuck, man. We cannot.
No, so we can't call it that because it's a cool version, because guess what? You get jam and you get rice cakes. I'm like, I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. They're like, wait.
Right now, I'm not a regular coach. I'm a cool coach.
I'm not a regular coach. I'm a cool coach. You get to have jam. But no, so many people, right? And they're like, wait, but should I get the sugar-free jam? Like, you didn't write sugar-free jam.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, no, you can just literally just go get some jam. And they're like, wait, what? And I'm like, well, it's just fruit. Like, and there's, some sugar in it as well to make the jam, but like, it's okay.
Like whatever you want. Yeah. Like whatever you want. I feel, oh my God, sugar-free products. Like, can we like, let's just like glaze. Let's glaze over sugar-free products. Do you like that pun? That was a really good pun, right?
I just love a good glaze.
Glaze. I love a good glaze too. But listen, let's glaze over sugar-free products, because I think that is one of the biggest fucking farces in marketing history, is saying,
it's so true.
Saying something sugar-free. Like, no.
It's a big marketing grab. So we'll say one bonus of sugar-free is that you can typically 0 calorie. Okay. So that's what drove me to these sugar-free chocolates one day. It's like lower calorie.
You think it's lower cal. Wait,
when you read the back, a lot of sugar-free products can be lower calorie depending on the product that it is.
Oh my God, can be, but definitely not always are. And I think that's like the biggest thing. Like, no.
You know, but even like sugar-free, like people buying sugar-free syrups and all that stuff is what I mean, right?
Okay, wait,
like,
let's clarify two things, because what you're talking about are things that are like sugar-free / calorie-free, right? Where they actually do replace the sugar with like a sweetener, and that's lower sugar. But there's two types of sugar-free products. There's products that say sugar-free, but then still have a super high carbohydrate level, which means the calories are still high, which is like a farce. And then there's the second thing, which you're talking about, which is sugar-free replaced with like a calorie-free sweetener, which makes it lower calorie, but as Danielle found out, also fucks up your innards.
Oh my God, I thought I was dying. Yeah, like I feel like this happens to a lot of people because it's not easily digestible, some of these calorie-free sweeteners. So anyways, yeah, I found myself in like the aisle that had all those like sugar-free chocolates and sugar-free candies, like Russell's,
what is it called? Russell Stover diabetic fucking candy. I know exactly
what you're diabetic candy.
I know exactly what you're talking about. We used to get it for my grandma every Christmas. Like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I was like, so just like, wow, okay, I'm going to like, I couldn't stop. I ate like a bunch of, well, I had some chocolates and then I ate a bunch of like the peppermints for some reason. I was like on prep.
Exactly what you're talking about. I've eaten them. But like,
I just kept eating them. And literally, I remember I was like visiting my aunt on the peninsula and I was on the ferry driving back and I thought I was dying. My stomach was like so distended.
Because it was packed full of like artificial sweeteners.
Yeah, like sugar alcohols mostly, probably.
And just, I guess, just to like high level touch on sugar alcohols, because I'm sure that's like a question that a lot of people have, is like, what about artificial sweeteners, like artificial sugars? Like they are calorie free. They are calorie free, and they are sugar free.
Probably because we don't digest them. They just go
in
and
fuck
shit up.
They're gonna, like, what Danielle is trying to say is that they're gonna fuck you up and your bowels will not be happy.
Oh my God.
Not all the time, but often I experience the exact same thing.
I was like, maybe it's just me, but I've talked to a lot of people.
Yeah. I think
like it happens.
I mean, so again, going back, like nutritionally, same, like there's no, like if it's calorie free, it's calorie free nutritionally, but how your body responds to that is obviously different. And I guess like that goes the same for like we said, the difference between like table sugar versus like honey, right? Like, like you said at the beginning, at how we like macronutrient wise, how your body, so for weight loss, same thing, but like health wise, and like how your body processes that but how your body it's different. It is different, right? Like it is a little bit different how your body processes those two products, and like the different types of sugars. So does it matter? Like to some degree, yes, but for weight loss at the end of the day, like whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like you're not, I think some people think they need to cut out sugar obviously to lose weight, but it's just not the case. Like it's just so funny because I always like, and like you said, we would get in trouble for calling this a cleanse. But like the other day I say to Terry, I'm like, okay, I'm going on a quick cleanse for like 5 days. And like for me, cleanse just means I'm not going to be extra snacky and I'm just going to watch my portions. So he sees me in the cupboards and I'm eating like Smart Sweets or like, like whatever. And he's like, that's on your cleanse. And I'm like, yeah. And I'll be like drinking like a diet ginger ale or like whatever. And he's like, okay, like what kind of cleanse are you on? And then on Friday, I'm like, look at how like shredded I am.
Just like, it's true though. It's true though, because when we do a cleanse, it's not like drinking like shakes for
liquids 5 all day
days, liquids, and you know what I mean, not doing it, like not eating anything. When we do a cleanse, it literally just means like kind of like tightening up.
It's just me being in control. Yeah. Like,
tightening it up.
everybody gets snacky.
I 100% agree. No,
I feel like you're the same.
I'm fully, I'm the exact same. Like when I like tighten up, I call it tightening up. I tighten up. And it's so funny. Like people always are like, oh, you mean like your body? And like mentally, I hadn't thought of it like that. When I think of tightening up, I think of like tightening up my like nutrition, like how I'm eating, like what I'm measuring things and like getting back to like the basics. Right. But like people always think they mean like tightening up my body. And I'm like, well, I guess like, yeah, that's
they go together.
Yeah, they go together, but that's not what I mean when I say I'm tightening up. But no, I think it's like, I don't know. I just think it's so funny. There's so much misinformation and like so much, like what's the word I'm looking for? It's such a, like, it's so misconstrued with like sugar and cutting sugar out. Like people think, oh, I'm going to cut sugar out and it's sugar that's the bad thing. What often happens when people cut sugar out, they lose weight, but not because of it had nothing to do with the sugar. It's because they they inevitably cut their calories back when they cut their sugar back. So I think that's why this like sugar-free diet and demonizing sugar has become so prevalent in the industry, is just simply because we've like, the industry has like set, like it's promoted it, right? They've said like, hey, like, look at all these people. And there is a lot of, oh my God,
how about that?
We're not, no.
How about sugar's an addiction? No, but I do want to talk about where the sugar is an addiction came from.
I would love to talk about this because I didn't actually know about this specific study that you looked into. I literally, I heard someone compare, like I was well into my career, my coaching career, when one of my clients compared sugar to cocaine. And I was like
what?
Saying how addictive they say. So like people say, let's talk about it.
Oh, you hear it all the time.
You hear it all the time.
Sugar is more addictive than
cocaine, or as addictive as cocaine. I hear it all the time. I think I told my mom this like way back when I was like 18 or 19. I think I remember saying it. Again, these are things we've said. But I remember hearing people say that, like saying like, oh, like sugar is just as bad as cocaine. It's like just as addictive, and like children respond to it just like cocaine. I'm like, are you?
Literally, like everybody.
You're giving little Kevin fucking cocaine. Seriously?
You're letting them choose, and they're choosing sugar. Good. Anyways,
I want to know where this. Where did this come from?
So I was like, hearing about it or whatever, and I'm just like listening to different podcasts and like Googling stuff. Anyways, so there was a study done. I don't know the year, so it's gonna be a very Coles Notes version of this study. Okay,
give us the Coles Notes.
So don't know when it was done. It was done a while ago. And so what they did was starve these rats for like 14 hours or something, which isn't really that long, but anyways, maybe it is for a rat. And then they just like wake them up or whatever, and they present them with sugar and cocaine. And they chose the sugar. I'm like, first of all, I hope that nobody starves me for days and then gives me a sugar or a cocaine option. I would take the sugar too, because there's probably calories and energy in there for me to live.
Okay, you're telling me that is how this whole
that's the study.
This is how this whole thing came about. This is how this is how people came about with this whole like sugar is more addictive than cocaine, because
this is what I'm telling you. That's where that saying comes from, because they starved rats. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like essentially that sugar was a food option to these rats. Like that's food, that's energy.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean it essentially was? It was.
Yeah. Like also who's ever presented with like handfuls of like that's not realistic. I'm sorry. Anyways, that's where that came from. And I just roared when I read it. I was like, oh, wow. And we're like still running with that, eh?
Yeah, like, oh, wow. We're still running with that, eh? Y'all.
And they're like, and then they went back to the sugar. I'm like, oh, shit. They were starving.
Yes, they needed the calories. They needed the carbs. Oh my God, that is such a dumb. Oh my God,
I just had to share that.
What a golden. I mean, it's so, and it just goes to show like what can be made of one scientific study, right? Like one.
Yeah.
It's just
like, I'm sure there's been more studies since, but that's the original.
That's just it. It's just so funny that like so many people do like, and even us, like, falling back on science and scientific studies, like even that you can't just depend on one study, right? Or like even a couple studies. Like it's really like the body of literature around it, right? So
and to call something addictive, you probably have to check off like a checklist of things that would make like build up tolerance. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be more than just like
they chose it over cocaine.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was a goodie.
Wow. Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't know that. Thank you so much for sharing that information and knowledge. Thank you. No, that was really good.
You're so welcome.
Yeah, no, I honestly just like, all I know is that the first time I had someone tell me that sugar was as addictive as cocaine, I was like, no, that is incorrect. You are, no. Wrong. Wrong.
Fake
what
news.
was that? What did you just do?
No, my nose was itchy. That's all. That was weird timing. That was weird timing for an itchy nose.
Anyway, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Like, listen, guys, sugar is not as addictive as cocaine in no way, shape, or form does your body.
You're not gonna gain weight from having some sugar. Like, please have your coffee tomorrow with freaking sugar, okay?
If you enjoy your coffee with sugar and you can work the sugar into your daily calorie intake and macros and still maintain progress, then there's no difference between that or the honey you add in, whatever fucking sweetener you've been using. It doesn't matter. Use what works for you.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah. Okay, good.
That was short and sweet. Did you get that?
We didn't even do that many puns, really. We really didn't. We could have gone so much worse, but we didn't. I'm proud of us. Good for us. Anyway,
it's on the back.
Thank you guys so much for joining. This was fun. Thanks so much for joining, guys. Huge shout out to Opulence Media Group. Thanks again, guys, for getting us set up. And what do we got going on next week? Danielle.
Next week's gonna be a good one. Next week, we're chatting about vegan and vegetarian diets. Or lifestyles. We should call it a lifestyle.
Diets. No, I think we're going to be talking about the diet in particular, because lifestyle, we're going to clarify as per usual. Yeah.
We'll just quickly little touch on lifestyle, good for you, and then we're going to talk about the diets.
Yes, how it relates to our shit. The stuff we talk about. All right. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye. I thought you were going to say it with me. Same time. 1, 2, 3. Bye.
Okay. I wasn't ready. 1, 2, 3.
Bye. Bye.
Fuck. Why can't you do it at the same time?